Hey YouTube fam. So I just wanted to do a quick garden update. It's about to rain, so I'm going to try to make this quick. I changed a couple of things in the garden since the last video, so I'm just going to walk you through really quick what's growing and what's changed. So for the last 2 weeks we've had some pretty significant rain here in Georgia, so I haven't really had to water the plants, and they've actually grown quite a bit. But it's really muddy back here, but I'll show you some. If you can see, there's a couple of zucchini growing in there. These plants are pretty big, but I don't see any zucchini in them. There's a squash right there, which is pretty awesome. And then over here, my pepper plants, which are looking really good. And if you look closely, right there, a bunch of little peppers. No peppers in that plant or that one. I see some buds in that bell pepper plant. This one is pretty small, but there is a little pepper, if you can see it right there. Yesterday I was able to harvest a cucumber from this plant. I think I thought it was going to be vining. I thought it was going to grow up this trellis, but it's just kind of a bush. But there's some cucumbers in there, looking pretty good. That one, I didn't think that one was going to survive, but it's growing. Over here I had some sunflowers planted, but I think something, I don't know, some sort of rodent, or I don't know if it was the slugs, but they're gone. The little buds, there's just one left, little baby one right there. So I planted some more sunflowers there. My lavender is still doing really good. I've seen a lot of bees on there lately. I think yesterday I planted some borage right there. And in this bed, I don't know if you remember, but there were a couple of cabbage plants that were there. They weren't doing very well, so I just pulled the ones that were doing the worst, and I transplanted the one that was pretty bad, but it looked like it was still growing. And I planted some corn here. Last year I did not have success with corn, so I guess we'll see what we get this year. This bed with all the onions and garlic is still doing pretty good. I was able to harvest an onion yesterday, so I will show you all that. In these two pots, I just planted some flowers yesterday, so obviously there's nothing growing yet. I know it looks kind of rinky-dink, but it was the best I could do. And obviously once I get some more heavy-duty panel, then I'll do a different one. But I did build this little arch trellis yesterday, so hopefully it'll help with some of the plants growing here. These two beds have exploded with growth. There's beans and potatoes in these, beans and tomatoes in these beds. I haven't seen any tomatoes yet, but they're growing very tall, and if you can see, there are a ton of flowers everywhere, so it'll only be a matter of time before I get some. Those are San Marzano. And then over here with my Roma tomatoes, they're growing pretty good as well. I don't see as many flowers over here, but the plant itself, well, there's some flowers in the back, I don't know if you can see those. The plants themselves are doing really good. In the middle are pole beans, all varieties, and I was actually able to harvest a couple yesterday, so that's doing pretty good. And then this other bed right here, this bean, these are all different types of pole beans, and they're doing pretty good. Lots of flowers, as you can see. This plant right here at the front, I was able to harvest quite a bit of purple beans yesterday. Well, not quite a bit, about a handful. But it's doing pretty well. I moved my lavender over here. Can't even remember what flowers I planted there. I moved a lavender over here. I think that's another borage plant. We'll see once it grows. And then I moved some of my squash plants behind here. Lots of flowers, but still no female plants to harvest. Or wait, I do see 2 female plants that probably need to be pollinated right there. Those are zucchinis. And there looks like one over here, right there, that wasn't pollinated, so I'm gonna have to take that one off. These flowers have finally started blooming. Some sunflowers, I believe, some wildflowers and sunflowers. Here's one that, where's it at? Right there. Looks like it's gonna bloom soon. This purple one is beautiful. And then there's that sunflower. And then you can see some of the bigger sunflowers, their heads are starting to form, and up there too. So we're looking pretty good over here. The potatoes are back here somewhere. It's all just a cluster of stuff over here. With the potato plants still looking pretty good. And these carrot plants, they're looking great. I actually picked one yesterday just to see how big it was, and it wasn't very big, so obviously I have to leave it in there a little bit longer. Over here I planted some more squash and zucchini, so it's going to be a while before we get anything from those. These are pole beans. They were over here on this garden arch, but I moved them because I think they're just bush beans. They're not the vining kind, so they're not growing up it, so I moved it. But I was able to harvest some beans from here yesterday, and then I planted some pinto beans there, and I think some morning glories there, so those should arch up and over, hopefully. If we go over here, zucchini and squash and eggplant over here. Flowers, male, well, actually there's a female flower right there, look at that. So hopefully it'll get pollinated. Over here I was actually able to harvest 2 zucchini from this plant yesterday. And then I do see a baby one right there that will need to be pollinated soon. So we're doing pretty good with the squash and zucchini plants. The eggplant, no flowers yet. The nasturtiums in here are starting to form their flowers, so those will be opening soon. But the plant is growing very well. There's a beetle on there to kick it off. But still no eggplant. You can see the start of a flower right there. So they're growing pretty good. The blueberries are doing all right. I feel like some of them are being eaten off or falling off, because I feel like there was more blueberries on here before, but I mean there's still quite a bit, so I won't complain too much. They're starting to get their color, not so much green anymore, starting to get purple. My potato plants are starting to die back, and I don't know if that's just because they're getting ready to harvest or if something is causing it, but there are flowers on here, so it could just be that they're getting to the end of their growing cycle. See, some flowers. I have had some of these bugs on there. I don't know if they're stink bugs or what, but I've been spraying with neem oil, and the neem oil seems to help, so I just need to come out here and spray again. Whatever this is, I feel like this is either lemon balm or a mint plant. I'm not exactly sure, but whatever it is flowering, and the bees love it. And the flowers are pretty cute. They're different. I've never seen those types before. And whatever this plant is, still growing. Don't know what it is, but I'm just leaving it, letting it do its thing. Over here, I still have no idea if this is a flower plant or a vegetable. I don't know, but I'm just letting it do its thing. If you can see behind the pool fence, those are doing pretty good. Over here you can see the flower heads, the flower blooms. They'll open pretty soon. That plant looks like it's on death's bed, so I might have to go ahead and pull that and plant something else. I just planted some sunflowers here. These lilies are doing pretty good. They're not open yet. These lilies, yeah, they fell, so I don't know if they're gonna grow back. I just fertilize it and leave it planted, so we'll see. These lilies are beautiful. They're just beautiful. I don't know what else to say, but I love them. Over here, a couple weeks ago, I had planted cantaloupe, but it didn't nothing happened. It didn't sprout or anything. So I planted another one yesterday, and I also, there's a frog somewhere. It was in my pool yesterday. It's over there somewhere. I hear it. Anyway, so it didn't germinate, so I replanted the cantaloupe, and I also put this trellis on there. And then my watermelon plants are doing very well, so I put this trellis around it so that it will grow vertical, because it was just spilling all over the place. If you can see, like, I had to move some. Those were where my lavender were, because the watermelon plants were all wrapped up with my lavender. So I moved the lavender from right there and put this trellis around the watermelon. And I have this opening right here. If you can see that, I can stick my hand in there if need be. It's the same right here. Just stick my hand in there. But I saw the idea. I think Callie Kim here on YouTube did something similar. So I got that idea, and I did that yesterday. And here's that transplanted cabbage. It was over in that bed right there, but that's where I planted the corn. So I moved the one remaining cabbage that was growing, put it here. But as you can see, the slugs are just absolutely tearing it apart. So I don't know. And I don't know if it'll survive the transplant, but we'll see. I hope it does. And that's really about it. This is an old compost pile. And I have some volunteer mint right there, and I have no idea what that is. So, volunteer plants growing. And that's about it. The pool is still looking like a swamp. Hence, there was a frog swimming in there yesterday. So next week I'm going to go get the supplies to get it swimmable, and so me and the girls can start swimming, because it's definitely been hot enough. But so far that's the garden. My 2 compost piles over there. I haven't really started putting much in there besides some sticks, but I have a lot of food scraps in the house that I need to bring out. So, and then I'll cover them. But so far, things are doing pretty good. I definitely like having the variety of container gardening, and then, the smart pots and the plastic containers, and then the actual raised beds, and then the earth garden. So I'll see which one I like the best. The only ones that I had last year were the container the container pots and the raised beds. Last year I didn't have that earth garden right there, so that is new to me. And like I said, something is wrong with my ground over here. It retains a lot of water. I think it's because it's a slope. It comes down this way and then it goes back up towards the front. So this is like a little dip right here, so that might be why it keeps those puddles. But it doesn't help that we've been getting all this rain either. So that's that, and I will insert some pictures of the harvest that I got yesterday. It was 2 zucchini, an onion, a cucumber, and a small little carrot. But I just wanted to see how big the carrots were, because the green on top is amazing, but I just wanted to see what was under the soil. So we obviously have to keep those in there for a little bit longer, but once things start to progress even more, I'll do some more videos. And I hope you guys enjoy your long Memorial Day weekend. Thanks for watching. And if you haven't already, like, subscribe, leave a comment, and I will try to get back with you guys later. Thanks. Bye. One more thing, guys. I told you I heard a frog over here, and there he is, chilling like this is his place. He was in my pool yesterday. Where'd he go? He was in my pool yesterday, and I got him out, and I thought he went away, but he's just hanging out right there. So say hi, Hoppy. All right, bye. Yeah.